Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shut Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of All the Mods Tend to the Sky. And today, we're going to quickly work on getting this to be a little bit better, the singularity production down here. And the way we're going to do that is similar to how we did the cobblestone compacting a little bit ago. We're going to do a water cell in this case, though, so that will be just a little bit better. And we just want to make sure, of course, that we tag this as water. I think I need to do this right here. There we go. So with that being water, this should be pushing once we provide power. So let's just set the priority high. Let's do this and do this. And we'll just set this on top here. Okay. And that should be running. I mean, that definitely looks slow. So I guess the question is, if I do another one of these, I don't know if this will work, but I'm kind of curious. And we just grab some acceleration cards, 5 of these guys. We go and we grab another water cell. Also, the reason I'm using water cells here is because these are cheaper than the cobblegen cells at this point. I'm not 100% sure why they did it that way, but I mean, you have the sink, right? So you could technically do something pretty quick there as well, but this should be faster than the sink, but I'm actually not sure, and I'm probably not going to do any like research into it fully, but this actually will be more compact. Let's see here. Where's my axe? There it is. And we should be able to actually just do a puller upgrade. And we'll want to do the south direction. I believe is the correct direction. And that is completed. So we already have 2,000, of course, from when this was running with the sink and all of that stuff. So that should work. Let's quickly place this down and pull up the upgrades. And we'll just toss these guys in here. Perfect. Okay. So what I want to work on for the rest of this episode here is kind of getting into occultism. I think I want to start that shenanigans, and let's just get into this. So I have a dictionary of spirits somewhere. So here's the dictionary of spirits. I forget that it looks a little bit different, but let's do getting started. So we've already got the demon dream fruit, which is this right here. And this is going to be a key ingredient, but I don't think we really need to worry about it because we don't actually have anything to use that on, right? We don't need to see anything because the world doesn't have anything like that in it. So let's look at Otherworld sapling. Can be obtained from Otherworld sapling trader. So I'm assuming we just need to go ahead and get that. Let's see. Sapling trader. All right, so let's grab some demon dream fruit. Let's grab a piece of stone. And let's grab a flint and steel out of here. And we'll just go plop this down over here. Toss. Oh, I think it's this way, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Ooh, I do like how they've changed it from purple to like a gray color, grayish color. It doesn't look fully gray. It kind of still looks like it's a little bit lavender in my opinion. But this will allow for us to throw in a handful of things. And I hope I'm doing this correctly, but we'll just see. Okay, and then I think the sapling. And then, what was the last one here? Other stone, which I believe is andesite. Okay. And then let's look up spirit fire, because we should be able to actually view this as like a recipe. So we can, of course, do the chalks. We can do Otherworld ashes, oak saplings, purified ink. This is the one I was thinking of because this allows for us to do purified ink. So black dye is where that's at. All right. So that's something we'll just need to know. This will be used for a handful of things here, but for right now, we don't really need to get into this just yet. What was that? I just saw something else that I wanted to look at here. What is this? Other rock. What is other rock? Otherworldly tablet? Dark sacrificial bowl. Interesting. That's a new stone. Cool, cool. That actually kind of looks good. I might actually want that for a floor. Okay. So we need to go out and we need to go harvest the oak saplings. Seriously? Seriously. All right. Let's see about getting this down. And bone meal. Except for I don't remember how to harvest this. Oak saplings convert to oak saplings, but they are not the same when grown. These will look exactly like a regular oak tree. However, under the effects of the third eye, you'll be able to harvest the Otherworld variants. Okay, so let's actually just grow this tree. And let's go grab some demon dream essence. And we then need to just throw this in spirit fire. So you can use this one, but this one's actually just superior. Grants third eye when eating. No longer provides any negative effects, while this one still has negative effects. It's the biggest difference. Okay. And then let's grab our axe out. And let's harvest this. And then let's do this again. Guess I don't really need to use bone meal, do I? I always kind of forget that. Okay. So the effect wore off the third eye, so that is cool. But we got over a stack. So what I want to look at first is getting the Otherworld sapling trader, which requires the Avier's circle, which I don't think... Let's see, where in the world are we on this? Just tell us in here, or do we need to just keep going? So there's a lot of information in here. We probably just need to get the white chalk first, right? Otherworld ashes and burnt other stone. All right, let's look up white chalk. So we want the impure white chalk, which requires burnt other stone, which is polished other stone in a furnace. So we're gonna go take. Actually, just go grab some more andesite here real quick. Why not? We got a lot. And let's go smelt this guy up a couple times. So boop. And then other stone. Take this. Toss this back in here. And then we also want to take this. And do we throw this into a furnace, or do we throw this into the actual spirit fire? I can't recall. But it doesn't look like this would be a good idea to throw into a furnace. So let's just toss it in here. Perfect. So it's like normal wood and it makes charcoal. All right, impure white chalk, toss that into spirit fire. There is our first piece of white chalk. And into this piece, we should now have Avier's circle, which we should be able to just kind of get placed down here. And that is beautiful. One thing I want to do real fast is go over here and... Oop, did I accidentally use it? I don't think I actually did, but that's okay. And I want to grab mending and unbreaking. And you can do this for any chalk, by the way. They're all enchantable. Oh, I don't have any levels on me. Let's go over here real quick. I keep throwing them in there so I don't accidentally die with them like I did last episode. Okay. So that should make the chalk pretty decent for what we need it for. And we just right click. Okay, and then we need candles, which I do not have any of. So we're going to go and grab our butcher knife. Is there a way to add looting to this? There is a way to add looting. Perfect. So this should hopefully get us just a little bit more. Okay, let's knock out some cows here. Did I get any tallow from that? Does tallow only come from pigs or something? I thought it came from all animals. And I guess looting doesn't affect that either, by the way. Okay. Well, that is interesting to know, but we do have enough for the candles that we need. So that should be great. So we just need 4 candles. And then we need the golden sacrificial bowl. Ooh, there's actually a dark stone. I do like how they have different colors. That is really cool. Let's toss some of this in here, because we're going to need a handful of these guys anyway. Okay, golden sacrificial bowl. And then let's just place these guys on the outskirts here. All right, and then Otherworld Trader. If I can click the right thing here. So this is oak, birch, spruce, jungle. So oak, spruce. Actually, can I just look up sapling? Might be easier. Jungle. Spruce, and then birch. Yes, I've got all of them. So this. And then we need... I should bookmark this thing. Let's clear out just a handful of these things now. Here we go. And then we just need the Book of Binding Foliot, which is not complicated to obtain. Okay, so this is where we're going to need a handful of other items from Spirit Fire. I don't have that many feathers. That's great. All right, black ink. I don't have much black dye either, but that should be fine for right now. And that should be the book. Nope. The taboo book. Isn't this a book and quill? No, it is just a book now. Okay. So we just need one of these guys. This, plus this. And this. And this is our first ritual that should summon the Otherworld Sapling Trader. And then once we have this, we'll be able to get the Otherworld Sapling, and we won't need the effect of Third Eye to harvest the tree, which is pretty cool. So this does take a little bit of time. If we went and we got the time in a bottle, is that what it's called in here? Yes. If we went and grabbed one of these, which actually, I don't know why I haven't grabbed one of these earlier. You can use this on the Golden Sacrificial Bowl, at least on the older version of Occultism. I guess we can kind of test that when I have enough time in the bottle. We can test that and make sure it still functions, because of course it looks like there's some texture changes, and I don't know what other kind of changes, but texture changes, of course, are definitely here, and I want to see if some of the mechanics still exist. So I see we do have new particles as well, so I'm hoping that some of the knowledge that I have is still relevant, but it looks like that is a whole thing. Ooh, this guy actually got a texture change too, didn't he? He kind of looks like a wandering trader, and I hate it. So I believe what I do with this guy is I grab oak saplings and I just hand them to him. And then over time, I do like how we have like the foliot and how much time he has left in this world. That is actually pretty cool. But is he going to trade with me? Any day now. I'm pretty sure that's what he is, right? That's what he should be doing. I don't think this thing even tells you to get the Otherworld Sapling, does it? This just tells you about the Aviar Circle. Oh, we've got to check that before it goes to the next. But we actually have completed most of this stuff, I think, already, but it's not completing. Does he not like oak saplings? I thought that's what he took. Let's see. It should be in here somewhere. Trade spirits. Oh, is it the other oak sapling? Hold on, is it this one? Is that better? that's what that just looked like to me. Okay, that was correct. I accidentally just cut the camera because I was sneezing. But yeah, so the Otherworld sapling gets from the Spirit Fire version. So that's actually pretty cool. So he can do the rest of these. I also noticed there is an other stone trader as well, which gets you 1 to 2. I'm not really too concerned about that because we have so much andesite, but this is definitely going to be important just because now, so we'll be able to grow these without the use of third eye, which is beautiful. So we can just come out here and harvest whatever we need. And I believe this actually now drops Otherworld saplings as well. So that actually is a benefit. So we can kind of have a renewable source. So that is beautiful in my opinion. Cool. Okay. Good stuff. So that's just kind of one of the very, very beginning pieces of getting progression through here. And I'm actually going to stop him from trading anymore. And I'm going to grab... Actually, can't I dispatch him from this world? Can't I? I can. Was executed and then slain. I love that it spammed the chat a little bit there. All right, so let's just toss some of this other stuff in here. Kind of get this cleared out a little bit. Okay, so up next, we kind of want to just start progressing through the actual circle tiers. So it looks like first we need to go through and we need to get the impure light gray chalk. Okay, so light gray chalk. So this one here. And this one's supposed to have silver dust, crushed calcite, and impure white chalk. So impure white chalk. We'll just toss it in here. Crushed calcite, which we need a crushing spirit. Okay. Iron, gold, copper. Iron. 2 pieces of this, please. Gold. And copper. Okay. And then this is a foliot book as well. So we'll need one of these guys. All right, let's get that converted over. Does this still have the bound spirit stuff? Yes, it does. I kind of wish they would have removed that by now. That's one of the biggest downsides to occultism is because AE2 cannot handle that. The random NBT data that's associated with it has problems. I don't know if it's still a problem, but we shall see. Oh, did I need a silver ingot? I thought it was 2 iron, but apparently it is not. There we go. They just look the same. Look similar from just like a glance. Okay. And then do we have enough time in here to smack this once? We do. Oh, and it's got a little update where it's got the time on the block. So that's actually pretty cool. And yes, this does seem to still actually speed this up a little bit, which is pretty cool. So especially when you get higher tier circles and stuff is when you'll want to use this. Not how I just did, but that's okay. So calcite. I do not actually have a lot of calcite. Is there a way to get more calcite? This method? Interesting. Okay. A crystallizer spirit? Interesting. I don't even know what that is. Okay. For now, we'll trust him to crush down 8 pieces of this. You can see he's the slow tier. Okay. So we're missing silver dust. So we can just go, I believe. There we go. And that should be impure light gray chalk. And then now we just need to go back over here and toss it in here. Perfect. And I keep trying to go to the quest book. We just need to go here. We're kind of done with the quest book for now. And I don't know what else we need. Okay, so basically what this is wanting us to do is kind of keep going to the other rituals, which is fine. So let's actually also grab the yellow chalk. So yellow chalk. So impure. We just need gold dust. Let's just grab up 16 gold dust. And I should be able... impure white. Impure yellow. Perfect. And let me go enchant these real quick. All right, we're going to get into Hydran's Lure. So let's just get this thing placed. Oop. Let me do this real quick again. So this looks like it is white chalk and candles and yellow. All right, so this and this. So we'll just do this all around. And then yellow. And then we need more candles, which I think I already threw back in here. So let's grab all these guys. And then we're going to grab a golden sacrificial bowl. And what I'm going to actually do real quick is do this and do this. Because that'll make things much, much easier. So one of these guys, and then sacrificial bowl for these guys. Place these guys here. Oop. Fantastic. And then that is completed. Let's move on to the next one, which is purple chalk. So this requires obsidian dust and crushed endstone. So I believe the endstone can be crushed by the foliot crusher, but let's check. Okay, so crushed endstone. Yes, the foliot crusher can crush this. Okay, so let's snag up some endstone and quickly run downstairs. And we're going to swap to this guy crushing endstone. I don't have to swap anything because he's already done, which is beautiful. So we actually have a little bit more crushed calcite. All right. And then with that, should be impure purple. We have everything else, right? Obsidian dust. Let's grab up 16 of that. Let's grab another impure white chalk. And that is good to go. All right. I keep wanting to go to the quest book. I don't know why. We're going to go here. We are going to visualize this twice. And we will plop this down. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So what I'm going to do is quickly just make sure. It looks like white chalk is used here. Because the light gray and white look exactly the same from what I remember. Of course, I'm hoping with a texture change it may change a little bit. But I'm not 100% certain on that. So we'll just keep on with my superstition that it's not going to work. Okay. And then a golden sacrificial bowl. And you'll never guess what else. Sacrificial bowls. And of course, you don't always use 4 of the sacrificial bowls, by the way. You may actually use more. So just keep that in mind. It really depends on the recipe and the actual ritual, because some use 12 items, some use 4 items. Some may even use less. I'm not 100% sure if there's actually less in this pack, but, you know, for what I know, that is a thing we just got to keep an eye on. I really thought that... What did I do with the butcher's knife? Okay, so I really thought that we could slaughter other animals. I really thought we could. Well, that worked. Did I accidentally kill the cow with my sword the one time, thinking it was the butcher's knife for some reason? Yeah, because now that's working. Okay, I might just be losing it. That's fine. Let's grab some more candles. And upstairs we go. And that is completed. And I don't even know where we're at on this, because this thing is requiring, which this is wrong, by the way. You should not have the Spirit Attuned crystals here. You should have them where they're actually used. But if you don't know what a Spirit Attuned crystal is, it is the Spirit Attuned gem in a 2x2. We'll just quickly complete that quest. And for some reason, it's requiring you to get a chalk brush, which is a item that is mentioned in the quest book, but it's not really that needed if you're not really wanting to. Basically, it allows for you to erase chalk quicker. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but... Silver sacrificial bowl? I don't know what that is. I don't know why you would need a silver sacrificial bowl. Is there something that would tell me about this? Oh, this thing's got like different stuff in here. Books of binding. Let's click through this here real quick. You can mix a sacrificial bowl with silver or copper to create variations with the same functionality. Okay, so they're pointless. Pointless indeed. All right, that's what I was looking for. Magical storage. Oh, it's that whole system. Okay. It's definitely a really cool thing for early game, by the way, is occultism storage stuff. It's not the most useful right now for us, especially because, of course, we have AE2, but it's an option. That is an option indeed if you're looking for storage. And I have used it, actually, in a couple packs. At least one pack. Maybe a couple? I don't remember at this point. Lime chalk, which requires emerald dust and bottles of enchanting. Okay. After looking around, the dissolution chamber recipe might be our best bet. So what I want to do is I'm just going to quickly craft up another one of these guys. And just use this over here temporarily. Input, pull from behind, and get a flux point. Because if we can do this, this should allow for us to just bottle the most effective way. So I'll just grab like 10 of these guys. That'll work. We'll keep this over here for now as well. So emerald dust, we can get this through mechanism crusher, right? I figured there was an easier way than going through a crushing spirit. And then lime chalk. So we need research fragment dust. Okay, so we need this, and then we need the 2 bottles of enchanting. And this book. Plus this book gives us that book. And then where is this actually made? So this is made in the Eziverse. Okay, let's go up here because it's not this first one. So this is Aviar's Circle. Let's quickly snag up that end stone here. This one is Hayden's Lure. And this one is the one we need. Emerald dust. And then book. Perfect. And that is lime chalk. Well, and pure. And then we go downstairs to the spirit fire, and then we'll get pure chalk. Awesome. And that completes a couple quests as well. Okay, so it's telling us further information, but I'm going to actually quickly go enchant this. And I think... yes, this opens us up to all of these other ones, and we will do the rest of those in the next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been enjoyable. I like to see all the different texture changes and everything that are inside of occultism. I'm really excited to see what else they've changed over the years with Occultism, because Occultism is honestly one of my favorite mods just because of how much like time and effort they've put into it and how many things have been changed for like quality of life purposes and, you know, just odds and ends, right? It's just really cool to see. And with that being said, I guess we will have to see what else it offers in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and again, we see you in the next one. Bye-bye.